Goedenavond.
Goedenavond.
Good evening.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Good evening. Welcome again in our living room for some tango.
Yes, for some tango and online tango class.
We are still Sonja and Sven.
And still
In the back,
the
we
tango
have
dog Tana. Okay, last week we were doing a technical revision class about the cross step or the saída cruzada. Today we will be doing some work on the ocho adelante or the forward ocho for both followers and leaders.
And we will implement it with some cross-stepping so you can also review that.
Okay, if you missed that class of last week, please feel free to check the channel because the videos remain online. Okay, first of all, we will start with an exercise. This exercise involves understanding where the force comes from to make the rotation or the pivot. Okay, for this we start and we put our body weight onto our right leg. You can also do that. Onto our right leg, and we're going to move the chest slightly to the right, but the hips remain in front. And we will be making something like not 90 degrees, but something in between 45. Okay, so we make a chest movement, a rotation or a dissociation, we call this also, and afterwards we make a pivot of 90 degrees below, but the chest remains in the same spot. And then we take the chest in front. Then again, we're going to go 45 degrees with the chest and 90 degrees with the hips, and then we come back in front. 45 degrees, 90 degrees with a pivot, bring the chest back in front. 45 degrees of the chest, and then 90 degrees of the hips. Okay, relax the leg a bit. Now, we're going to do this to the other side, and we will switch our weight to the left. Make sure that when you do the 45 degrees and when you pivot the 90 degrees, that you don't involve the chest, because it might become unstable. So the idea is to make the chest movement and then only below the pivot. This remains. Let's try.
Also, one important remark for the followers, don't push with the other leg to get you in motion.
Yes.
This is not what we are looking
Exactly. 5, 6, 7, and chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, chest. Okay, let's try the other side. Can we do it in the same direction? Because for me it's confusing, maybe for them as well.
I just wanted to show in this way you can see that leg, and in this way you can see the other leg,
Exactly.
and I will do it together.
Let's turn around now from the back.
Request.
So, body weight on the right, and we're going to turn to our right. So 5, 6, 7, and chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, and chest. Other side, other leg, we change to the left. And chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, chest. Okay, good. Make sure that when we say chest, that you don't do arms, okay? We are looking to make a rotation of the upper body in relationship to the hips and not the arms only. So if we do chest, it's not that. We really mean that the hands, they stay in front of the heart and you rotate very slightly and then again. Let's try it once more.
Yes, for the followers, one thing that really helps for me for the equilibrium is I actually squeeze my knees together. Like if I need to go urgently to the ladies' room, this really helps me in maintaining the equilibrium when we are on high heels.
Yeah.
So let's try
The
it.
same applies for the leaders, eh? So don't open the knees, then you might lose the balance. So we keep nice and compact the movement. So body weight onto our right, the hands remain in front of the heart. 5, 6, 7, and chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, chest. Okay, good.
Other side.
Let's do once for the other side. 5, 6, 7, and chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, chest, chest, pivot, and chest. Okay, good. So we are creating two different kind of forces. These two are making us do the pivot a lot easier. The first force is the dissociation. So we try to create like a mop to clean the floor, like to remove the water afterwards. We're trying to make this dissociation in order to release afterwards the spring below. So that means the first energy comes from the chest. It could come from the chest, could also be opposite. And the second part of the energy, it comes from the friction that we use on the floor. A bit like skiing, okay? Parallel skiing in the mountains. It's a bit the same. So this idea where we make friction onto one leg, like we twist. Everybody knows how to do it. Okay, good. Now, it happens very rarely in tango that we make rotations as such on the spot. Usually, the rotation is preceded by a step, a forward step or a backward step. So, we're going to make our forward step in the same direction. But you can stand there.
Yeah, it was to make it visible.
So, we have a forward step with the right. Okay. Then we arrive to that leg. And now we have to imagine that actually, during the step, we are already creating the chest movement. Because normally we dance with a partner in tango, so in order to stay with that partner, you're going to have to rotate the chest already. So if I was to close my feet, you would see that my hips are there and my chest is over there. So we already did the first part to create energy, the dissociation. Okay? So let's try that. We make 5, 1 step, 6, 7, and the chest goes to that side and the hips go to the other side. So now we arrive on this leg, we can collect, and now we can finish the rotation with the hips. Quarter of a turn. Okay, we make 1 step in front, sorry, I'm in front of you. 1 step in front now, but our chest is going to turn to the right. Right leg in front, chest to the right, and then collect, and then rotation from the hips. And we make a step in front, but we make a dissociation. Then we're closing the feet and we finish the pivot. Let's try that. 5, 6 with right, 7, and 1, close, pivot, change, and 1, close, pivot, change, and 1, join, pivot, change, and 1, join, pivot, change, and 1, join, pivot, change. Let's do the other leg. With the left now, we're going to dissociate, of course, to our left as well. 5, 6, 7, and 1, close, pivot, change, 2, join, pivot, change, 3, join, pivot, change, 4, join, pivot, change, 5, join, pivot, change, 6, join, pivot, change, 7, join, pivot, change, 8, join, pivot, and we finish that.
So on, so on, so on.
Yes. Now, it's fairly important to make your step, to finish your step. Because before we were making this on the spot. We were doing rotation of the chest and then pivot below. But we were nicely aligned. So please pay attention that when you step forward, that when you arrive, you are not in a position backwards, which might happen a lot, or too much in front. So you're going to have to push the standing leg a very, very, very long time in order to arrive there. So that you can collect, and at that moment you're standing straight and you can make your pivot. The step is always a bit longer, further than you think. Not bigger, but the transfer of the weight is further than you think.
So pay attention when Sven is showing it to you. The standing leg is becoming a long extension to make sure he's arriving on top of his new leg or the new standing leg before joining. And not what you might guess, if you're here, then you're not arriving completely. So you need to push all the way through to the next foot.
Exactly. Now, the reason why we have to push so long is because a normal step we push slightly and we arrive to the complete foot. But in order to make the pivot, we have to actually reach the front of our feet, the métatarse, the front part of the leg, so the foot that we can pivot onto it. So you will have to push with your back leg. This is the full foot, and now a bit further until you reach the ball of that foot. So when you collect, you can pivot a lot easier with that foot. Okay, let's try.
This is really important that you know this as a follower, because in the embrace you will always want to hold on to your partner and never think of pushing through. You will always think, I'm already there. Where actually, when you want to do the ocho or the ocho adelante, you will sense that you will lose balance because you didn't push all the way through in the frame.
Yes. Okay, let's do that again. But now let's make, instead of a quarter of a turn, we're going to make a 180. So we're going to change the direction. We start on our left leg. We dissociate the chest to the right, where the partner is. We make our step. We arrive completely. And then we're going to twist a lot further. So we need a lot more energy to end up on the other side. Okay, and then we don't change the weight. We're going to do it now with the left. So we make our step. We finish our step, and then we make the pivot a lot further, so a lot more friction on the floor. With the right now, right, and then friction on the floor to that side, left, and friction. Okay, 5.
It's important that you know that when before even making the friction, especially for the follower, pay attention to do it in 3 phases. 1 is the going and arriving. 2 is the collection of the feet to maintain equilibrium. And 3 is actually your friction all the way over there.
Yep.
Yes?
5, 6, we start on left, step forward with right, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, collect, pivot, 8, collect, pivot, 1, collect, pivot, 2, collect, pivot, 3, collect, pivot, 4, collect, pivot, 5, collect, pivot, 6, last time, collect, pivot, and so on and so on and so on.
Yes. Now, one little thing when you're doing it by yourself in your living room is don't think in this way, like a tunnel vision and then a tunnel vision all the way there. You see, I was losing the equilibrium. So you, the camera, the people behind the camera, you are my partner, like if I do it solo. So my embrace will actually be in this torso, this torsion a little bit. When I'm doing the pivot, I stay connected to you, and also for the other direction. So for the left pivot, I will always be towards you guys when I make the turn. And that's easier for the equilibrium and maintaining it, yes? Instead of tunnel vision.
Exactly. Of course, there is a lot more to talk about technically. If you're having problems balance, it means always that your hips are too much in front of your chest. So try to tuck your hips underneath your chest.
Again, you can look it up in our YouTube channel. There is a whole video on pivots and how to do them.
Now, we're going to do the cross step and we connect the pivot forward ocho for the lady, and we will also add a pivot for the leader. We show first, the leader's pivot will come immediately after. So we start with our basic step. We have a back step, a side step, 2 steps in front. We go to the cross. And now I will lead my partner forward on crossing or a pivot.
Now, if he would move, you will see this is the constellation Sven was presenting to you earlier. So I'm already in the good position.
Then we go slightly diagonal, backwards, pivot, back from where we came, a pivot, and we exit. We show from the other direction. It's possible that we already did this, but of course if you never saw that video. So here, pivot, then diagonal, back from where we came, change, and exit. We show once more. So we go to the cross, change, 2 times for the leaders, pivot, the followers, pivot again, and exit. Maybe we separate for 2 seconds for that.
Yes.
Ladies first.
So to make sure you really understand what Sven was explaining you before about the standing leg pushing you forward, this comes really in handy when you're doing it with your leader. Why? Because if I only think about the leg that is going, if I only think about this, again I'm in the wrong position to make my turn and not to lose the balance. So here my standing leg, if I will turn on my right foot later, is going to be the left. So the left is sending me an energy, the movement comes from the left leg in extension. Once I'm in the correct line, so shoulders, hips and the toes below, then I can collect, maintain the equilibrium. Of course, I don't forget you. I aim my torso to you, so I can make my pivot easy peasy, 180 degrees. And the same goes now to this side. I will turn, evidently, with my left to the left, so my right leg now is the standing leg. So that one pushes me in the correct direction and I arrive in dissociation on my left foot, collect and pivot. Yes? In that order, let's do it 3 times together, ladies, when you want. In 5, 6, 7, 8.
To the back.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, good idea. With the cross step. 1, 2, 3, cross. Now from here I push. Then I step towards the right foot. My partner is here, so I can do the torso, the turning in the pivot. Step again, and now my partner will rotate and I end up in front of him to exit. Yes? Let's do that 2 more times. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, cross. Push to uncross. Step forward, collect. Then pivot. Step forward, collect, pivot in front of him, and exit. So an important thing that we said last week as well with the cross step, to have the heels from the floor. Now you feel when you are getting the lead of the uncrossing that you can use this to go to your pivot. Yeah, let's try 2 more times together. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is the cross. I push to uncross, join the knees together. Then push to step forward, arrive on right. Collect, pivot. Step, collect, pivot, and exit together with the partner. Last time. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, and cross. Uncross. Step forward. Collect. Pivot. Step forward. Collect. Pivot. And exit.
Okay.
Leaders.
For the leaders, 5. It's fairly simple. There's not yet a pivot involved. 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Lead her to the cross. Change of weight. Turn the chest. Change of weight. Turn the chest and make a slight diagonal step backwards. 1. Then back from where we came. Change of weight and exit. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. Lead her to the cross, change, pivot, change the turn the chest back diagonal, back from where we came, change of weight and exit. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Cross, turn slightly the chest, change the weight, turn the chest, diagonal, and then turn the chest, sideways, change the weight, and exit. Okay, let's try it with a partner. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cross, turn your chest, change the weight, and diagonal, and side, change, exit. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cross, change, and diagonal, sideways, change, exit, side, jump. 5, 6,
7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cross, change, and diagonal, change, diagonal, no changing, sorry, exit. And again.
5, 6, 7, and
1, 2, 3, 4. Cross, uncross. Step forward, collect, pivot. Step forward, collect, pivot, exit together.
okay, very good. Now, we will try that for about 1 or 2 minutes to a song, and then we're going to add a pivot for the leader. 5, we'll do it very slowly. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, and exit.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 8. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3.
Alright, very good. Okay.
I hope that it is all clear to you. If not, you can always ask in the live chat.
Okay, good. Now, we're going to add, as promised, the pivot for the leaders. The pivot will be done during a sakada, so for the most people that will be new, and it's usually not something we do with beginners, but it's fairly easy, this one, so we keep the challenge.
Emphasize on the pivot first,
On the step.
on the stepping,
And then the pivot.
and then the pivot.
Yes. So from the cross step, when the lady is into the cross step, I'm going to lead her the same. So 1 pivot, 2 pivots. Now I'm going to lead her a little bit further, so she makes a 3rd pivot, and then I will make her step to that same spot as before, and I will step in between her feet. This is called sakada. And then when I arrive to that leg, I will make a very small pivot on that foot, change the weight, the lady will turn back in front of me, and then we exit. Okay? So we do 1 pivot, the lady does 4. Or 5, maybe even.
You should count them.
Okay? So we show the full figure with the cross step including. So to the cross, the same beginning. 1 pivot, 2 pivots, 3 I pivot, 4, and we exit. So including the uncrossing, that's 5 pivots for the lady, 1 for the leader. Okay, so you're doing all the hard work.
Yes.
We show from the other side, then we try together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, to the cross, change, 1, pivot, 2, pivot, 3 with right, pivot, 4, pivot, exit, side, collect. Okay, let's try that together. From the full step, and we will take it slow in the moment of the cross. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, cross, change. Okay, the first part doesn't change. 1, pivot, 2, pivot.
This is further now
Yeah.
that you turn.
Now, here in this moment, I was stepping between her legs.
Make sure to arrive on the right leg for the follower.
And I will slightly open the chest while moving forward so she has the place to make the step. Not too much because otherwise I will lose the balance when I arrive. Now I move forward to that leg and then I make a very small pivot and the ladies make a pivot as well and then exit in front. 5, 6, 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, cross,
uncross now,
1,
forward, turn,
2,
forward, ocho now, forward, this is a very long turn, and the end
change,
a very small one.
In the last moment, so when I made the pivot in the sakada, I make sort of change to help accommodate the partner a bit and not to be standing too long on the same leg before exit.
Yes, and just to give you the idea of the length, so the moment Sven is doing his sakada, in this third turn actually, it's a very long turn until you arrive,
Change.
and in the end a small pivot. Yes?
Let's try that to the music.
Don't worry, you can always rewatch this video in slower pace.
Okay, let's try let's try the music. Anyway, we have about 2 minutes left in the video. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3,
Very
4,
far.
5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, sakada, pivot, change the weight and exit. 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4.
6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you might have noticed a small mistake in the end, which can be a mistake or not. You are not obliged, of course, to do all the pivots. So, as a homework, you can also lead the partner to the cross. When she uncrosses, you can immediately make the exiting sakada. So in that case, she will only do 3 pivots instead of
Leader's
5.
choice. If you like the practice first, by leading her into variations of the ocho forward, and then do your sakada, be our guest. But if
Exactly.
you like to try, that's the bonus for next time.
Good. We have reached the end of the class. If we were going too fast, no problem. You can rewind the video afterwards, slow it down, and then practice at your own pace.
Don't forget, if you want more information on pivots, there is an extra video. It's in the Technica section of this channel.
And also there is a playlist, Technica, exactly. So that's it for tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We see you next time. Bye bye.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
no comprende razón, solo quiere lenta magia de azotar el rosal de mis ojos, ponen tristezas en mis ojos, trayendo brillo